Al Makhluk TV, the amplifier of Islamic program and useful knowledge.
Mr. Chairman, sir, moderators, Akwarsen Kifa, panel judges, co-debaters, my fellow students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. My name is Parisa Kasum from General Abdesalam Abubakar Model Primary School, 100,000 Estate Bypass Goso. I stand here to support the motion that says the school location affects students' learning. I would like to define what is school location. School location refers to the particular place in relation to other areas in the physical environment, rural or urban where the school is. Mr. Chairman, school location is always affecting students' learning. Now, at all schools in Zamfara State are facing adequate attack from bandage in villages, and even some urban areas due to lack of location that consists of good roads and enough security personnel. Some schools are not well fenced, and some school buildings were abandoned become a head out to criminals in which bandits to attack opportune to attack easily there become a hide out to criminals in which bandits opportune to attack easily there attack easily opportune to attack easily where bandits were opportune to attack easily were there there just were opportune to attack easily there. Mr. Trump were opportune to attack easily there. Abandoned rich bandits were opportune to attack easily there. Thank you.
Now the second speaker. The second speaker.
Mr. Chairman, sir, moderators, accurate timekeeper, panel judges, co-debaters, my fellow students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. I am Umar Halil from General Abdul Salam Abubakar Model Primary School, 100,000 Esther Bypass Gusau. No doubt, Mr. Chairman. School location expected student learning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In addition to the raising by past speakers that in urban areas or cities, lack of good education has only attracted a lot of different types of criminals, like smokers, thieves, and many more. If the school were not fenced enough, you may witness a lot of cattle shippers or neighbors, livestock disturbing the attention of students. Sometimes you may see some schools that are close to market are suffering from market crowding or values. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you the best ways to impart knowledge, how to have a good atmosphere of education in any available environment. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, a lot of schools are battling with snakes, scorpions, and many harmful animals due to lack of education, in which is a great disturbance to student learning. I always wholeheartedly obligation. I always wholeheartedly support the motion that says school locations practice student learning in every environment. Thank you all.
Mr. Chairman, sir, moderators, accurate timekeeper, panel judges, my fellow students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am Mariam Abdesalam from General Abdesalam Abubakar Model Primary School, 100,000 Estate Bypass Gusau. Mr. Chairman, I am 100% sure the school location is affecting student learning anywhere in this world. Mr. Chairman, the first revolution of Holy Quran to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in 610 was in good location of Mountain Hirakeb, in which there is no disturbances of many kind and the place is in good shape to accommodate the angel Jibril to tell him how to read Allah. However, if we can recall incident of Chibagas in 2014, in Maiduguri, almost 200 them were abducted by Boko Haram terrorists due to the poor environment and insecurity. Person does not have good road to rescue victims immediately. Therefore, we urge the authority concerned to consider for boarding schools in the state to have a good atmosphere of learning. Another point is the rural urban differences. School located in the urban area have more organized school for learning. another equipment like laboratory equipment, library, etc. because of the availability of infrastructure. Mr. Chairman, the school I came from is the General Abdusalam Abubakar Model Primary School, was blessed with good environments, vibrant teachers, good classroom, well-fenced environment, well-dedicated and intelligent head teachers. That is always want to create good environment for learning. That's why everybody in his environment want to take his children to our school for learning, and vibrant education in this imparting due to our school, due to our good location of learning. Thank you all.
So Alhamdulillah, we come to the end of today's.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, sir, panel of impartial judges, Mr. Moderator, the timekeeper, my co-debaters, our indomitable teachers, our beloved parents, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. Good day to you all. I am Nabil Alal Ahmed of Primary 6A from GRA Model Primary School, Gusau, standing before you today to debate on the topic which says, who is responsible for students' pay law, teachers or parents? Mr. Moderator, sir, parents are responsible for children's pay law and not teachers. Before I move into my points, Mr. Moderator, sir, let me define the following terms. Parents, teachers, and students' pay law. Parents are defined as father and mother who gave birth to, nurture, and raise children. Teachers are individuals who teach or deliver instructions to the students. Students' failure, on the other hand, is defined as inability of the student to produce the desired knowledge gained from teaching. It is the failure in tests, assignments, or examinations. Mr. Moderator, sir, parents are responsible for children's failure as a result of the following. First, lack of adequate supervision for children's studies. Mr. Moderator, sir, children are naturally known to be playful and would abandon any assignment for plays or watching TV. Teachers will spend hours teaching and drilling students in schools and later give them assignments to take home to practice with parents for further drills. But such assignments will end up being brought back to teachers unsolved the next day. This is because most parents never care to check whether the children are given assignments to do and whether they did it or not. Secondly, poor coaching. Like teachers, parents should be children's guide in solving homeworks or assignments. Unfortunately, most parents end up solving their children's assignments without allowing them to partake in the drills. Therefore, children who could not write assignments by themselves find examinations to be difficult and end up failing. Next, parents' nonchalant attitude also leads to children's failure, as most parents are in habit of traveling unnecessarily with children for occasions or ceremonies while school activities are on. Such movements affect their studies, thereby making them miss series of lessons that may never be adequately treated in class again. This, however, makes them approach their examinations with less knowledge than their peers. Additionally, failure of parents to take responsibilities of their children in providing them with necessary materials such as textbooks and notebooks sometimes lead their children to failure. Mr. Moderator, sir, let me remind this gathering that teachers are the product of good parenting. If their emotional well-being was not properly taken care of to study, their success would not have been counted today. So, good parenting leads to children's educational success. Mr. Moderator, sir, co-debaters, audience, I hope with these points of mine, you are convinced that parents are responsible for children's failure and not teachers. Thank you.
Okay, the second speaker.
Mr. Chairman, sir, final of impartial judge, Mr. Moderator, Honorable Acting Keepers, my co-debaters, our indomitable teachers, our beloved parents, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ahmad Adam from GRA Model Primary School. I am primary 6A, standing before you to debate on topic says, who is responsible for student failure, parent or teachers? Who is responsible for student failure, parent or teachers? Mr. Moderator, parents are responsible for student failure. Parents are responsible for student failure as a result of the following fact. First, result ban. Most parents are in the habit of giving money to class masters or examination officers. Secondly, all examination officers for the children to pass. This makes students lazy. Secondly, absenteeism. Most parents never care to check whether the children are going to school or not. Student failure. Sometimes occur as a result of the following. Sometimes occur. Sometimes of absenteeism. Thank you.
Okay, the third speaker.
Mr. Chairman, sir, final unofficial judge, Mr. Moderator, Honorable Actual Timekeeper, my co-debaters, our indomitable teachers, our beloved parents, my following students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zahraddin Ibrahim from GRA Model Primary School. I am primary 6A, standing before you today, which says parent or teachers, who is responsible for student failure, parent or teachers. Mr. Moderator, parents are responsible for student failure as a result of the following. First, illiteracy. Most parents are not educated enough. Thereby, are not educated enough. Are not educated enough. Most parents are not educated enough to guide their children's studies. This leads them to failure. Secondly, elephant parenting. Most parents tend to be overprotective of their children, thereby keeping away from school, for fear of teachers' punishment. Thank you.
Okay. We have listened to the list. We had list the GRA pupils present their topic, and since they don't have open it, they move to the second round. But we advise them to work hard. You have to go back and make ready for the next session. Thank you. Please put your hands together for them.
Impartial panel of judges, the most accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my fellow audience. A very good day to you all. My name is Saudat Abdul Qadir. I am a pupil of Primary 6. I am a representative of Sambada Ashafa Model Primary School, Gusau. I am standing before this honorable assembly to tactically, logically, systematically, and of course, analytically, to oppose an indisputable and irrefutable facts which say that parents are responsible for students' failure in school. And before you come for my jugular, hear me out. Firstly, who is a teacher? A teacher is a person who trains a fellow in a particular field in order to impact knowledge, skills, morals, virtues, and value onto anyone that is to learn. Below are my reasons why I believe teachers are responsible for students' failure in school. Firstly, wrong teaching method by the teachers is the most common mistake. Made by teachers is the choice of wrong teaching method. Students get different types of perception. One better remember everything he sees, hears, does, and also experience. For example, if there is only verbal information and no image use, only one part of the kid will be able to learn everything, which may lead to failure in that subject. Secondly, lack of competence. Teacher can have a lack of competence to teach certain subject. Teacher must be knowledge, in each and every topic, and detail he is taking about failure to be competent may lead to massive failure. Finally, no teaching for all teaching level. A lot more common problem is concentrating only on the smart kid in the class. There are individual differences. Some students learn more faster, while others are very slow. If the teacher takes the progress of those who understand everything, there is no chance for others to get on the same level with them. Due to time factor, I am going to stop here because I can see my second speaker displaying like a desperado and my third speaker waiting to bombast her bombastic points. Thank you.
Okay. Second speaker.
Teaching just like any other profession has partners. There are teachers who do their very best, give their all and work extremely hard. But there are others who do not just improve no matter what, and dispute are the ones striving. The name I'm calling in the mood with their action by hurting the profession. But before I proceed, I like to give honor to who honor is due by saying, Mr. Chairman, impartial panel of judges, the most accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my fellow audience. A very good day to you all. My name is Habib Alawal Ibrahim. I am a representative of Samta Shafa Model Primary School, Southern Price State. I am standing here before you this morning to logically, systematically, psychologically, and confidently oppose the motion. We state that parents are responsible for student failure in school. Below are my results. Firstly, lack of classroom management. A lack of classroom management is probably the single biggest downfall of any academic activities. In the class, if teachers cannot control their students, they will not be able to teach them effectively, which may lead to massive student failure. Secondly, lack of organization skill for a teacher to lead his student to success. He or she must be organized teacher. Who lack organization skill will be inactive as a result, will lead to student failure. With this point of mind, I am sure that you are convinced and not confused that teachers are responsible for student failure in school. Thank you.
Thank you too. Then the third speaker.
Education is one of the most important fields. Education is one of the most important fields on the world today, and the teachers stand at the center, still standing on the existing protocol. My name is Aisha Sanwadato. I am a representative of Sambalash Model Primary School, Gusau. I am standing before this honorable assembly to oppose the motion, which state that parents are responsible for student failure. But before you come for my jugular, hear me out. Teacher player in the level impacts in the academy choices of their student. Here are my reason why I believe teachers are responsible for student failure. Firstly, they are judgmental. They don't treat all the students the same and focus more on few brilliant ones. Everyone has the right to be treated equally in their class, irrespective of their academic performance or says failure. To do so will lead to massive failure in their class. Secondly, they are unavailable. Mr. Chairman, sir, permit me to ask my co-debaters some few questions. Those were teachers, number one, those were teachers encouraged to ask for help where they don't understand it. Number two, is there a schedule hour for individual meeting in office hour? Of course, the answer is capital no. According to 2018 study by Mobile Effective Teacher, make themselves available throughout the day. They encourage students to approach them which question and concerns during the will spread up the learning process and also lead to academic choices. With this point of mind, there is no iota of doubt in my mind that teachers are responsible for fulfilling failure. Thanks.
This Sambada Ashpa Model Primary School, they are very, very lucky because one group, in their own group, that is the two schools. We're supposed to pick one out of these two schools. All of them are not able to present themselves. Nizamia and Ungwa Maharazu, they are all absent. So we must look for a school. The topic is parents or teachers. Who is more responsible for students' failure? Is it teachers or parents? The opposing side will emphasize the failure is from the teachers. Well, the supporting side will emphasize that the failure is from the parents. Are you now ready?
Mr. Chairman, sir, moderators, panel of judge, accurate timekeeper, my fellow debaters, good morning to you all. I am Ismail Sani from Garabi Model Primary School. I am standing before you to support the motion, which says that the parents are more responsible for the student than teacher. My points are as follows. Number one, students spend 18 hours with their family, but only 6 hours with teachers. Parents are responsible for their children's career and behaviors, as well as utmost love, care, and making their children happy. While some teachers enter the class once in a week, which take only 30 to 35 minutes, parents raise the children and develop their normal and balanced in cognition, language, operation, self-care, and social skills. While some of the teachers will just teach and go, furthermore, teacher can only educate what parent has raised trained, because home is a best school for every child. Parents read together with the children and oversee the activities given to them at home, correction and helping them where they made a mistake, which a teacher cannot waste a time for. How can a teacher will charge with all this responsibility while receiving a meager amount that cannot cater even the half for his basic necessities as a salary, but parents can do no matter what. With this point, I hope you convince it that the parents are more responsible for the student than teacher. Thank you.
We now call the second speaker.
Mr. Chairman, sir, moderators, final of judge, accurate timekeeper, my fellow debaters. Good morning to you all. I'm Abraham and Kabir from Garabi Model Primary School. I am standing before you to support the motion, which say that my parents are more responsible for the student than teacher. My points are as follows. My parents are more responsible. They bring children into the world, so that they are the first one that give the children respect, behaviors, and manners. Point two, parent definitely have more responsibility. They believe parent have responsibility. Parents definitely have more responsibility. Have more responsibility because parenting is a lifetime event. It's a lifetime event, but teacher will only last for a term or session. Now, point three, point three, parent only last for parent only last for a term or session. Parent only last for a term or session. Parent only last for a term or session. Parent only last for a term or session.
Then the last speaker.
Mr. Chairman, sir, moderators, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my fellow debaters, good morning to you all. I am Khadija Suleiman from Gadabi Model Primary School. I am standing before you to support the motion, which say that parents are more responsible for the student than teachers. My points are as follows. Number one, parents have good 18 hours with children at home. That means they spend almost 75% of the day together. Meanwhile, parents have the sufficient time to impart and install the social characters and the social characters to their children, which a teacher has no such a time. Number two, parent in terms of social character, the parents spend 18. The parents start with a the parents start the parents start with a chance of ultimate with a chance of ultimate with a chance of ultimate control against their children, with that control enhance their kid to be trained easily, unlike a teacher who have a little control over the student with a little control with a little times of 6 hours he have at school. My point with this point, I hope you are convinced that parents are more responsible for the student than teachers. Thank you.
Okay, we have listened the Gadabu, and they are very lucky. They are the only school present. So they have played walk over to Gen I. Inshallah, they will go to next round. We hope they will make some corrections and be more ready than now. Please clap for them again. Bu versus JNI. Gadabu Model Primary School and JNI Special Model Primary School. Alaji. Alaikum salam. Daya ku dole muna miti.
Pupils be carefully engaged in the process of sharing their ideas through watching movies. Before I proceed, I would like to honor the presence of Mr. Chairman, sir, Mr. Moderator, sir, the panel of judges, the accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters from both opposing and supporting sides. Ladies, gentlemen, and ladies, good day to you all and assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdurrahman Mustafa from Mother to Model Primary School Mother. I am the lead speaker of opposing side. I stand here strongly to oppose the motion, which says to versus moving is more educational. Before that, Mr. Moderator, sir, permit me to define the three terms, which is education, movies, and books. A. Education is the process of acquiring knowledge, abilities, values, and beliefs, both in quantity and quality. B. Books, a medium of recording of information in terms of writing or image. C. Movies, area of visual and that net experience and otherwise communicate ideas, stories, perception, feeling, beauty or atmosphere through the use of moving image. Mr. Moderator, sir, movies are more educational than books on the following point. Point number one, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies provide outstanding opportunities to promote active learning and help plus educational achievement. Point number two, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies utilize a multisensory approach that speaks to all learning styles and help pupils to demonstrate understanding of curriculum subject and their understanding of topics in real world situation. Point number three, Mr. Moderator, sir, we promote the use of curriculum filmmaking facilitating young people to capture and demonstrate learning on a range of topics and exhibit and discuss with peace. Point number four, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies literacy in education does not know it how to use a very piece of software, but also pupils or students will encounter. Teachers should encourage pupils or students to seek out and learn the software movies they need know in order to do what requires more than a so-called reading tables. Point number five, Mr. Moderator. influence teaching and learning activities in our classroom situation. Point number 6, Mr. Moderator, sir. Movies are highly effective and extending education beyond classroom lectures and techniques because it will assist students to learn about some general knowledge that is not available in the curriculum. Point number 7, Mr. Moderator, sir. Movies is the level at which the Nigerian primary and secondary school teachers are bringing in digital literacy into education system, especially to influence smart teaching and learning. Processing is at the low key because only of those teachers understanding the hard way and how movies literacy can be used to influence teaching and learning. Point number 8, Mr. Moderator, sir. The film industry creates more job opportunities and there are many different roles to creating a film, such as producer, casting, etc. While in book series there are only small amount of roles. Point number 9, Mr. Moderator, sir. Movies now in an advanced world is a time by which the most cost of transportation is reduced and the difficulty of learning books is also reduced. Why? Because we are more in practical aspect, not in theoretical, due to evolution of reading books in the educational process. Point number 9, point number 10, Mr. Moderator, sir. Digital world is one way to encourage conversation about the use of digital products and understand the importance of setting of movies in educational activities, e.g., create a lesson where children involve this.
This lead speaker from the opposite side, Abdulrahman Mustafa from Mother 2 Primary School. We are going to call the second speaker of the same school. Who is the second speaker?
In digital world, most people agree that movies are better than reading books. Mr. Chairman, sir, Mr. Moderator, sir, the final of the my God better from both opposing and supporting sides. Ladies and gentlemen, good day to all and assalamu alaikum. My name is Vidya from Mother to Model Primary School, Mother. I stand here strongly to oppose the motion. We say which part is movies, which is more educational. Mr. Moderator, sir, movies are educational on the following point. Point number 1, Mr. Moderator, sir. Movies
My name is Amin Salus. From Mother to Model Primary School Mother, I stand here strongly to oppose the motion, which says versus movies, which is more educational, on the following point. Point number one, Mr. Moderator, sir, the making create education and teaching for digital learning. Point number two, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies are more educational than books in terms of learning because you can easily learn what you watch practically than what you watch movies, more especially at your age. Point number three, Mr. Moderator, sir, study shows that 30% of one population watch movies, while only 10% from their own control. The movies are socially better and quicker to watch than books. Point number four, Mr. Moderator, sir, watching film helps someone interpret the storyline in space of 2 hours, while it may take a whole day or a week to finish a book. Point number five, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies is a smart educational teach. It's the process of engaging pupils and students. Learning is a classroom. Today's pupils and students will enter a future course that requires skills such as critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, collaboration, and development. Point number seven, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies is a potential change for learners and teachers. When it comes to pupils and students, learning is a classroom. Point number eight, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies are more practical aspect of learning because motion. Pictures are used or visual aid in suggestions online. Books that are mostly theoretical images of diagram. Illustration are used to better understanding. Point number nine, Mr. Moderator, sir, nowadays the most of manual guidelines are motion pictures, movies. Homes and books only play for better understanding. As movies are more interesting than books that seems very boring and difficult to comprehend as a methodology. Maybe very technical or imaginary. Point number 10, Mr. Moderator, sir, the popularity of the Academy Award, which I finished just a couple of weekends ago, is a testament to the higher values that our society places on cinema. Most of us watch film for enjoyment, but movies are also a great educational lesson for helping students understand school materials outside of the classroom. Environmentally are just a great educational lesson. Point number 11, Mr. Moderator, sir, movies are more important than books in educational activities such as movies are great for visual learning. Movies allow students to see life through different perspectives. Movies provide a visual aid to understand historically. When number 12, Mr. Moderator, sir, more engaging activity, but only read a book alone. When you watch a movie, the experience is different and immersive. You complete our movies with friends and family. Other greater put and work. Please watch again, it is tough to the same book again and again. As many times as person like. When number 13, Mr. Moderator, sir, in terms of time factors, movies give an
Movies is educational. Right now, everyone is talking about autism or internet. Movies native or internet, immigrant, digital curriculum, digital literacy, digital learn and teacher. It is safe to say that digital world is here to stay and will continue to permit every aspect of our life. Education be no exception. Point number 2 is
I hope some of the head teachers that are not here, or those that run away, they will see some movies of these videos. Yes. Now we are inshallah going for break. Well, we are going, we expect all these pupils to stay and collect their break. And we permit the mother two pupils to go back home and get ready for the next challenge. Because you are very happy, you are very lucky. There is no much competition today. But in the next round, you have to be more ready. And we should best on. Muna godiya kwarai ga malamai da headmastoci da yare da uwayensu da suka bada haɗin kai a ga yawan wannan lokaci. Muna fatan kowa ya ƙara shiri musamman da suke nasara su sake sabon shiri. Akwai aiki gaba. Muna fatan Allah ba nasara. Ya ka je sallah